Hi, my name's Kevon Owen. This is Jack Smith, and we're hanging out here talking about counseling stuff again. That's what we do.
Yep.
And oftentimes people come and see us whenever they want to learn how to communicate more clearly, more effectively. But one thing that we don't talk about much is what happens when you over-communicate, and how does that affect your relationships?
The old talker, huh?
Oh, you're the anxious talker.
Yeah. The one thing I would say is self-disclosure should be tasteful. I know a lot of people in conversation will start talking about themselves and giving up information about their personal lives and stuff, and that makes things really awkward and uncomfortable for a lot of people. And I know that a lot of times when you're trying to talk and you're trying to connect, you just get on these tangents and you just go overboard with your privacy, and that scares people. Not only does it kind of seem a little bit weird, but now they're wondering, are you going to do that to me when I tell you things too? That's one thing I would say is watch the self-disclosure.
There's this old adage that less is more. And the reason why we do YouTube videos that are usually no longer than 5 minutes is
less is more.
Less is more. You're not going to listen for that long. You don't want to hear that much. If you wanted to hear that much, well, you'd ask for it. Same thing when you're talking to your friends, your family, your loved ones about the things about you, about them. Less is more. You want to communicate all that you want to communicate in a concise way, but you don't want to keep going, because at a certain point you become those parents from the Peanuts gallery, and they aren't listening anymore.
Wonk, 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 wonk.
Those parents.
Those parents.
Yeah.
I think you also need to make sure that you are aware of social cues. If you start talking and you see people looking at their watch or looking out here, and you start noticing, oh man, they're trying to get out of this conversation, you got to stop and think, man, have I been talking too much? Like, I think a lot of times that's the problem, is people, they're not aware of their surroundings. They don't understand their audience. You got to know your audience when you're talking, and if people are starting to look like they're getting a little tired of it, you got to calm it down, and it's best to not go there. So that's one thing you just need to work on, looking at the way other people are responding to your talking.
To the communicator who over-communicates, to the anxious person who talks and talks and talks until maybe we hammer this in, hoping that we get the end of the sitcom good feeling lesson. Very rarely does life go that way. Take those opportunities when you start to notice, why don't people want to talk to me? I love them so much. Less is more. How do I say what I'm trying to say? Bank on the relationship, not on the amount of words that you say or how many times you say it. Some people are going to learn the hard way.
Talking about relationships, that's the other thing. You're building a relationship with somebody. If you're the one always talking, I don't know that I'd want to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want to listen. Take time to listen. If you take time to listen to somebody, they're going to care more about what you have to say.
Yeah. As you talk, as you communicate, less is more. I think it's that time now.